So, when a CNA walks off the floor, is it an abandonment? Let's talk about this. Come back. So, when a CNA walks off the floor, is it abandonment? So the way I'm going to answer this question is it depends on the facility and also it depends on the state. Now, CNAs, and when I say CNAs, I'm going to also go to those that have been state tested. So in that nursing department, CNAs, when you walk off the floor, by and large, because you're certified, you're not licensed, I don't think it's seen as abandonment. However, there might be some repercussions, there might be some consequences, meaning, well, for one thing, they could report, because one thing CNAs do have a registry, okay, the nurse aid registry, so there might be some negative things put there against you. They cannot revoke your license. First of all, you don't have a license, you have a certificate, right? But I know a lot of CNAs think there's like, if this happens, so that means they get away scot-free. It actually depends on the situation. One size doesn't fit all. First of all, I'm going to advise you not to do it because it's not really a good thing. But I know a lot of CNAs who have done it, and the very next day they're calling and asking if you're available to work. Why is this? Because there is such a bad shortage of staff. Okay, we don't have enough CNAs. We do not have enough nurses. So CNAs tend to get away with it. It doesn't make it right because we're short-staffed, but there's a reason why CNA will do that. A myriad of reasons. I don't want to go into that. Some borders on just being selfish. Others is because, you know, they're mad at something or something they don't agree with and all that. And I know that feeling of feeling frustrated. You know, the difference between nurses and CNAs is we are licensed. Once you take those keys, you cannot abandon your patient. So it's the bigger consequences for nurses. So I might do that in a different video. However, for CNAs, there doesn't appear to be a lot. Okay, so if there's something you know that I don't, please leave it in the comments below because I really want to know what the situation is for CNAs who leave because they can. CNAs, whether you like it or not, you do wield a lot of power, which some of you don't even know, you know. I have said this before for those who, I've not really had anyone attack me for the things that I say. If you're attacking me for talking the truth about CNAs, then too bad, because if you listen to me and watch my videos, you will see I'm a big advocate for CNAs. However, I'm going to call a spade, okay? Anyway, I think CNAs are going bad, I'm going to talk about it. Anyway, I see nurses are going bad, I'm going to talk about it. Because that's just me. I try to be fair. I'm not perfect, but I try to be fair. CNAs, I do know. I've worked in a place, granted, it's one of the worst places to work in. My nurses who've been through my class know because I give them the name, but I'm not going to give the name over here on YouTube. But it's one of the worst places. And believe me, I've worked in some shitty places. Look, you cannot be nursing as long as I have and not have worked in some shitty places. I have. But this carries this just topped them all. And I do remember this was the place where I think I had 49 patients to me, just one nurse on the floor, and then I had an aide also with me. Actually, if you want me to do this video, I might do a video about how to prioritize when you're short-staffed, when people either work off the floor or they just don't show up. And that would happen. This is nursing, please. So, so I worked in a place where, it was just me and the nurse. Me and the aide. So I'll probably do a video about that. But anyway, so CNAs, when you walk off the floor, is it abandonment? I don't want to use the word abandonment. It is, technically it is, but that's not what you're accused of. I actually don't know if there's a way for them to come after you. It depends on the facility. Do not take it for granted. It depends on the facility. It depends on the state you're in. Some states, they're going to clearly report you to your registry. It will be in your record. But I would say by and large, a lot of times CNAs get away with it. They just don't. CNAs by and large are not held accountable for misbehaving. Let me explain that. Don't think that you can just go to a place and stop misbehaving. No. Either you get fired or you can actually be sued, or it can be put against your record. Again, remember I said there's a registry for CNAs. It's called the Nurse Aid Registry, and a lot of things are put there. Maybe you might want to take a look. Yeah, let's start from there. Maybe you want to take a look at that registry and see what can be put against your name. If you have a history of walking off when there's not enough staff and the patient is in danger, well, yeah, they might come after you. You need to understand that. But I do know also that CNAs get off the floor. No call, no show, and they're back the next day. Again, it's the facility. The facility might let you get away with certain things, and some facilities will not. They will come after you. And in some states, I think they're pretty stringent. They're pretty, very, very strict about that. So you need to be very careful, CNAs, as much as you're not licensed, because a lot of CNAs will say, well, I don't have a license to lose. I mean, it's just a certification. Your certification can be taken away from you. Okay? It can be taken away from you. So you just be very careful. It's not easy to, you don't want to be walking away when there's no staff to help. You have to have enough good reason to walk off the floor. Okay. So having said that, that is what, because I know I've been asked this, I've experienced it. I've seen CNAs walk off. I've seen CNAs no call, no show. I've seen CNAs just not do what they're supposed to do, and they don't care. But then again, those facilities did not go after them because they had bigger fish to fry. But that's not to say you're always going to get away with such shenanigans. You need to understand that, okay? Whether you like it or not, you worked hard for your certificate. Whether it's a certificate, whether it's a diploma, whether it's a license, you worked hard for it. You didn't pick it off the floor. So you need to be held accountable, okay? Don't think you're going to walk into a place, no call, no show, and still have your job every time. It doesn't work that way. Someday it's just going to hit you back in the face and you're going to wonder what happened. Because I know some CNAs say, well, I don't have a license to lose. That may be true. You don't have a license, but you do have a certification and you are accountable, and certain things are required of you. Okay, so if anyone has anything to add to this, please, let's go ahead and add it, because I have been asked before. I know CNAs get away with it. But please, 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 please do not push the envelope that far. Something you've worked hard enough for could just be taken from you. It's a certification. You can be stopped from working. A facility can blacklist you from coming back to that facility. And it's a small community. Okay? And they have sister facilities, and it just goes around. Okay, this, and you first of all, you won't even get a good recommendation anyway, or reference, and then you could be reported. The nurse, what we need to do, for those of you CNAs who are not sure, visit the Nurse Aid Registry. What are some of the things that can be put against your name that will stop you from working? Let's start from there. All right, I hope I gave you some golden nuggets, and if so, please give me thumbs up and hit the notification bell. And for those who haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so, and I'll see you in the next video.